Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Clancy Baseball Field on the Lynn Babe Ruth Complex for Babe Ruth State Tournament action. This is the 15-year-old division. Lynn is 2-0. Newton is 0-1. They've only played one game. They got a couple of makeups because they had rain out in their area. They're 0-1, and the 0-1 is against Lynn. They're playing Lynn twice. So Lynn gets to play Peabody twice and Newton twice. Trying to get to the Babe Ruth State Championship final and on to the regionals and maybe the nationals. All three teams in the three divisions, 13, 14, 15, are all doing well. Nate Folker, the center fielder, will lead it off for Newton against Josh Doney on the mound. Josh had a nice year pitching for St. Mary's, the varsity for St. Mary's. His younger brother plays for, I believe it's the 13-year-olds. Might be, or maybe the 14-year-olds. So both Tonys. They both played on the Lynn team that won the Galant tournament a few years ago that we had here on TV 15. Hit to third off. The third baseman stays with it. Nice job. Matt Lewis knocked it down, stayed with it, threw over to Palmer. Falker is out. One pitch, one out. 80 IN. So I guess it's Addy Arian. He's the shortstop for Newton. So a little bit of a trip for Newton to get here. I'm assuming the first game was played in Newton when he played Lynn. He already had a couple of very nice pitching performances for Lynn. Down and away for a ball. We managed to scramble our way through a doubleheader last night with a little bit of a breeze and off and on rain. Missing inside, 2-1. Lynn beat Newton 6-1 the first game. In for a strike, he was the count at 2. High for ball 3. Field in impeccable shape. Great job by everybody. Led by Dave Raymond, who I call the groundskeeper. He's here almost every day cutting the grass. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And again, it's hard to believe that over the years, with all the work the Babe Ruth people do, spending time after time, long hours. They were here all day yesterday getting the field ready. Then they were here for the 2 games. It was close to 10:30, 11 o'clock when they left here. All the work they put in, not getting a nickel in payment. And they don't do a write-up in the paper. They don't do anything with all they do, helping these kids stay safe during the summer. Jeff Earp, the president, Rich Avery, Dave Raymond, a whole bunch of people. I'll stop there because I'll forget somebody. Hit back to the mound. Doney will help himself. So an easy 1-2-3 inning for Josh Doney. But I just wish somewhere along the line they would find a way to write about these people. They are such terrific people. They give so much of their time and effort. They're out here. If it rains, they have to get the water off the field. They have to make sure the mound's ready. They put the lines down. They drag the field. They cut the grass. There's 2 big baseball diamonds, softball diamonds. The high school should get together and take up a collection and give Dave Raymond a tremendous gift, because it should be the city taking care of the softball diamond for the Lynn schools, but it was Dave Raymond. And he made sure that they were playing. He absolutely made sure they were able to play the Holland tournament this year. But all these people giving up their time, they deserve an awful lot of credit. And they should get an awful lot of thanks from the city. And they don't even put in the paper when the games are scheduled. They covered last night's first game. They're covering tonight's game. But they don't put in the paper that the games are coming up, because there are baseball fans who would like to come here and watch these kids play. The parents know, because the kids know they're playing. So a lot of the family members are here. But other than that, not a lot of people even know this place exists. This was a wide open field that I used to umpire softball games here. They put in the press box, the concession stand, the men's and ladies' room, the front office. They put the fences up. They put the lights up. They put the batting cages in. They put the softball field in with a batting cage. So many people did so much work here. And a lot of people play. The men's semi-pro league plays here. There used to be a very good girls softball league that played here, Babe Ruth League. They brought that back this year. So I'll stop, because I'm probably wasting my time. But there should be at least a couple of stories, interviewing a couple of these people, letting the city of Lynn know how much time, effort, and what these people actually do here to help all these kids get to play baseball during the summer. Seth Sullivan, the center fielder, will lead it off for Lynn. Christian Figueroa, the shortstop, bats second. Kyle Cummings will catch and bat third. Pitching and batting fourth, Josh Toney. Chris Marks, the extra hitter, bats fifth. Matt Lewis, the third baseman, hits sixth. Shea Palmer will play first and bat seventh. The left fielder, Alex Lara, hits number 8. Playing right field and batting ninth, Gilly Galva. And Jaden Driscoll, the second baseman, will hit number 10 as the sun comes out extremely bright, and it's right in our eyes, and we're getting blinded. And the one major difference in these baseball games, you might have just heard, you can bat 10. You don't have to bat 10. It's not compulsory. You can bat the normal 9. But if you bat 10, it's 10 hitters. It's not an extra hitter or somebody hitting for somebody. It's 10 hitters. Sullivan tried to bunt the first pitch and missed. Fouled it off. Takes the pitch, missing for a ball. Missing again for ball 2. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to the families, those young people in Texas, those babies that got shot down needlessly and selfishly. And for those, it's now 7 that were killed in that terrible Illinois shooting, and the 23 that were injured, again, needlessly and selfishly. And it's just going to continue. I don't see any end to it. Hit in the right center field. It's in the gap. He splits the outfielder. He's going to keep going. Now he holds up. Third base coach screaming at him to hold up. So Sullivan leads it off with a stand-up double. He gets the first hit, and he's the first base runner. And he's in scoring position. Christian Figueroa, the shortstop, will be the hitter. So he looked like he was going to try and go to third. He took the turn, was full blast, and the third base coach said, "That's enough. Stay at second base." Missing up for a ball. Most of these young men were on the 14s last year that had a pretty good run in the Babe Ruth tournament. Hit in the air. Coming on. Right fielder makes the catch. He started to go, stopped, and he just made it into third base. Sullivan was going to tag up and go. He went about 10 feet and stopped. And when he did, the right fielder caught it and then paused just enough. And Sullivan said, "I think I can make it." And he did.
Now batting for Lynn, the catcher, number 2, Kyle Cummings.
Kyle Cummings, the catcher, can get Lynn on top if he can put the ball in play, hopefully with a base hit. Missing wide for a ball. Jonathan Ravad is the pitcher. I forgot to mention that. He's throwing to his catcher, Jack Harold. High for a ball. Last night's game we saw Mr. Jennings steal home twice. Bounced it in front of the left fielder for a base hit. Cummings gets the first RBI for Lynn. Sullivan with that double moving on the fly ball scores the first run.
Now batting for Lynn, the pitcher, number 4,
Josh Doney. All left-handed, throwing and hitting. In for a strike. So Lynn grabs a quick 1-0 lead over Newton. In for a strike. Quickly 0-2. Lynn will have one more game in this North Division. Down to first. Just diving back is Cummings. Harold made a nice strong throw to the first baseman Beckler. Even with a lefty, Cummings got a pretty good sized lead off first base. Call third strike. Doney thought it was inside. So 2 away.
the extra hitter, number 16, Chris Marks.
Chris Marks is the extra hitter. That's what I mean by extra hitter, getting back, standing up. Is Cummings and one of the best high school coaches around ever. Frank Carey told me if you get back standing up, you can get a little further lead. Missing for a ball. Frank was the winningest coach in Massachusetts. I think he was the winningest coach in New England. High, they throw it down again. Diving back is Cummings. He's making his presence felt at first base. Good size lead at first base. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Brevard can bring it. Tall lefty. The runner takes off. And swing and a miss for strike 3. So they get the RBI single, but he strikes out the next 2 hitters and gets out of any further trouble. But Lynn wins the first inning. They jump on top 1-0 with the 2 base hits, the double by Sullivan and the single by Cummings. And it's 1-0 Lynn over Newton at the end of 1. 4, 5, and 6 for Newton as we start the second inning. Jonathan Brevard, the pitcher. So it's pitcher against pitcher. Brevard pitches left-handed, bats right-handed. Hit the second base. Frisco over to Palmer. We got a quick out to start the game. We got a quick out to start the second inning. Colin Beckler, the first baseman, is the hitter. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Lynn has that advantage. Donnie, we mentioned, is obviously 15, but he's a successful high school pitcher pitching for a very good varsity team, getting some big innings. He started for them. He came in relief a few times. Sure, Coach Dana was happy he's got him back. Strike 3 called. So the first inning started with a ground out and a strikeout. Second inning starts with a ground out and a strikeout. Penn Parker, the third baseman, throws right, bats left. Waves at that pitch for strike 1. Quickly, 2 strikes. Waved at that pitch. So pretty nice start for Josh Doney. 6 up, 6 down, 3 of them by strikeouts. And we'll move into the bottom half of the second inning with Lynn leading it 1-0. I think you've heard me say a few times that I've stopped saying that I've seen it all, because every time I said that, something else happened. And we had another one of those moments last night in the 14-year-old game here. Lynn, I've never seen it. I've been doing this for a very long time. I've been watching games even longer. And we had a Lynn pitcher last night walk 4 in a row and not give up a run. He walked 3 in a row to load the bases. He was pitching from the full windup, and the runner at first was getting a good-sized lead because the first baseman wasn't holding him on. All of a sudden, the Lynn pitcher went to the stretch, threw over to first, and picked the runner off at first base. He then walked the next batter to load him back up, making it 4 in a row, and he struck out the next hitter to get out of the inning. So he went out shaking their head saying, I don't understand. We got 4 walks in a row and we didn't score. 6, 7, and 8 for Lynn as we start the bottom of the second inning. Matt Lewis, Shea Palmer, Alex Lara to face Jonathan Rivard.
Now batting for Lynn. The third baseman, number 11, Matty Lewis.
Matt Lewis is the third baseman for Lynn. This is their third game, looking to go 3-0, and they'll play their last game on Friday. They'll be at Peabody. In for a strike. Took a long look at that one. Missed outside. One, two, the count. That sun keeps popping up behind, in and out of the clouds. Hit in the air, behind first base in foul territory. Had to worry about the fence. Good effort by Beckler. He circled it and was worried about running into the fence. And at the last minute, it just fell. So Lewis gets a reprieve, and he'll get to swing again. Low for a ball. Down and away. 2-2 the count. He winds up walking him. Oh, for the second inning in a row. Lynn gets the leadoff hitter on.
Now batting for Lynn, first baseman, number 24, Shea Newhall.
Takes it for a strike. Looked like he's trying to bunt. Shea Palmer, the first baseman, the hitter. They get one, they don't get two. Nice play by the third baseman, Parker, to the second baseman, Rivers. They knock down the lead runner. Palmer will change places with Lewis at first base. One away. Alex Lara, the left fielder.
Number 1, Alex Lara.
Off the catcher, but didn't go far enough for Palmer to go anywhere. Wide for a ball. In for a strike. He tried to attack, but it was on the inside corner. High for a ball. Gilly Galva, the right fielder, on deck. Wide for ball 4. Second walk in the inning. With runners at first and second with 1 out. Lynn on top 1-0.
Now batting for Lynn, the right fielder, number 8, Gilly Galva.
So 2 on, 1 out. 1-0 Lynn here in the bottom of the second. Missing wide for a ball. In for a strike. 1-1 the count. Jaden Driscoll, the second baseman, on deck. Swing and a miss. He got his money's worth and swung right through that one. Strike 3 called on the corner.
Now batting for Lynn, second baseman, number 3, Jaden.
So 2 outs with 2 on. Nice job by the catcher, Harold, to go get that one. Stop it from going to the backstop. Jaden Driscoll, the second baseman, is the hitter with the top of the order. Seth Sullivan on deck. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Chase the high fastball. Down and away for a ball. And we got deuce as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on in inning number 2. Swing and a miss. So Ravad, he walks 2 in the inning, but he gets 2 more strikeouts. He keeps it a 1-0 game. As it will be 1-0 Lynn at the end of 2 innings. 7, 8, 9 for Newton as we start the 3rd inning. Ben Davis, the extra hitter, leads it off against Josh Doney. Hit in the air, coming on the center fielder, sliding, making the catch. Nice job by Seth Sullivan. He's the difference in the game, scoring the 1 run. Now he makes a nice play. Davis hit that a ton. And again, a very quick start to the inning. We've had 3 pitches starting 3 innings. But Sullivan got that in a hurry, slid and made the nice catch off the line short. In for a strike. Jack Harold, the catcher, is the hitter. Hit to short. Safe, he beat it. Harold, the catcher, got down here in a hurry. Figueroa fielded it, made a good throw. Palmer with a nice stretch, but Harold just beat it for a base hit. Aiden Thomas, the right fielder, will be the hitter. So Doney had retired 7 in a row before that infield hit. In for a strike off the catcher's glove. Throw over, diving back is Harold. Squared like he was going to bunt. Took it for a strike. Throw over, getting back is Harold. Started to pull the trigger and held up and was high for a ball. So Newton's got to, this being Wednesday, you got to get a couple of games in by Friday to get their full complement. Fishing wide for a ball. Sullivan made a nice catch on a line shot to center field to start the inning. Harden got an infield hit. And now Thomas is trying to work a walk. Strike three called. He took it thinking it was low. 4th strikeout for Doney. Caleb Weiss, the left fielder, and the number 10 hitter. Started going, the pitch was way high, was able to hold up. Behind us, Nate Palmer's the on-deck hitter. He was behind us loosening up like he might come into pitch. And he had to hustle to get back because he's on deck. So now we got a conference on the mound. And that gets a conference in the outfield, like it always does. I'm not sure what they saw. Doney went 2-0 on the hitter. He came back and got Thomas with a strikeout. He threw a few pitches to him as well. Missing wide for a ball. And that's ball 4. So he walks the number 10 hitter. Moves the tying run over to second base. Top of the order, Nate Falker. Swing and a miss. He grounded out third to first, opening up the game. The runner at first is getting a mile off the bag because Palmer is way almost on the outfield grass behind first base. Down and in for a ball. That one bounced. Nice stop. Good job by Cummings, the catcher, to keep that in front of him. in for a strike. Deuces wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 on. They picked him off. I thought about it and I said, I wonder if they'd do it. I didn't say it, and I promise I'm being honest. Palmer was kind of sneaking up. The runner at first base was getting way off the bag because I mentioned Palmer was almost on the outfield grass. And I said, I wonder if he ever sneaks up behind the runner, they could pick him off. And he did just that. He just kind of nonchalantly snuck up to first base, and Doney picked the runner off. So we saw the pickoff last night to an Arlington in, where they had 4 straight walks and didn't score. Now first and second. And Palmer, I just had a feeling that if he ever snuck up behind the runner at first base, he would be able to pick him off. And he did just that. And it wasn't close. The runner, thinking that Palmer was way off the bag, he could get a big lead off first base. And he did. And they picked him off. So they got a hit and a walk. And they're out of the inning, and Lynn still has a 1-0 lead. And it will be the top of the order for Lynn in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And we do have a new pitcher. Nate Palmer is on the mound. And I believe Rivers, the pitcher, went to center field. So Nate Folker, I said Palmer, but I read it wrong. Nate Folker was the center fielder. So Rivers did a nice job. He went 2 innings, gave up 2 base hits. He gave up the 1 run. He struck out 4, walked 2. And they may be trying to save a little bit of pitching because they got, as I mentioned, they got to play 2 more games in 2 days. Seth Sullivan doubled, went to third on a sacrifice fly and scored on Carl Cummings' base hit. Gets the bunt down. They got a nice play by Palmer, a little underhand scoop to the first baseman Beckler. They just nipped him. Good try by Sullivan. Nice defense by Palmer.
Now batting for Lynn, the shortstop, number 6,
Christian Figueroa hit the fly ball that moved the runner over to third in the first inning. Wide for a ball. So a very nice defensive play by Palmer, who's an outfielder. Just if he tries to throw it overhand that extra second, he's going to be safe because it was that close at first base. Boy, just a little underhand flip and knocked the runner down, Sullivan. Hit off the shortstop's glove. He tried to make it. Just field it with the glove. So Figueroa will reach on the error. Now, Kyle Cummings will be the hitter. He got the base hit that knocked in the 1 run.
Now batting for Lynn, the catcher, number 2, Kyle Cummings.
Cummings is the catcher. Where's the bunt? He got a great pitch. He was running, but he got a great pitch to run on because it went to the backstop. So the wild pitch will put Figueroa in scoring position. Hit solidly at the center field, way over, making the play. Nice job by Ravad, who was the pitcher. He's now the center fielder. Cummings hit that a ton. And Ravad tracked it down
Now batting for Lynn,
in left center field.
pitcher, number 4,
Josh Doney can help himself here with a runner in scoring position. He was called on strikes his first trip. In for a strike. Looked like Palmer took something off on that pitch. I keep saying Palmer. It's Falker. Quickly 2 strikes. This low for a ball. He took a good look at that pitch. Folker stepped off trying to hold the run. The runner's only getting a short lead at second base. Hit in a left field for a base hit. They're going to send the runner. Safe at the plate. He slid in and knocked the ball loose. Doney helps himself with a base hit and RBI. They sent Figueroa. It was bang bang at the plate. He slid and knocked the ball loose. And Lynn has doubled their fun. They now lead it 2-0. So Doney, the pitcher, helps himself with a base hit. Chris Marks, the extra hitter, struck out swinging his 1 trip.
now batting for Lynn, the extra hitter, number 16, Chris Mark.
So the error allowing Figueroa to reach is costly as he comes around and scores. Hit to third. Long throw across the diamond. Nice stretch at first by Beckler. Nice play by the third baseman Parker. That's a long throw. So they get the third out, but Doney with that big 2-out lightning base hit. Knocked in the second run. He helps himself. Adds to his lead as he's going to take the mound in the 4th inning. At the end of 3, Lynn now leads Newton 2-0. As it was for Lynn in the bottom of the 3rd, so shall it be for Newton in the top of the 4th, the top of the order. Nate Folker is now the pitcher. He was up at bat when they made that nice pickoff at first base. So he gets back in the box to start the 4th inning. He waves that that pitcher was down in the dirt. Doney got a lot of help on that pitch. And that sun comes out from behind the clouds and blinds us again out here. High for a ball. Hit foul. Down and in. Nice stop by the catcher, Cummings. We mentioned last night we saw Jennings from the 14-year-olds steal second, steal third, and then steal home. And it was the second time he stole home in the game last night. Driscoll went a long way to his right, almost behind second baseman. A nice play to field the ball, but his throw was wide, and Palmer had to come off the bag to make the play. So the error allows Fulker to reach first. First time they've had the leadoff hitter on. Adi Arian, the shortstop, struck out swinging his first trip. In for a strike. We're feeling over as a strike. The umpire lets everybody know. Very, very loud. They're not getting too far off the bag after that pickoff. They throw it over. Fulker gets back standing up. Missing wide for a ball. They throw over again. He gets back standing up. Foul tip held on to nicely by Cummings. Swing and a miss for strike three. So he gets Arian for the second time. It's his fifth strikeout. Josh Rivers hit back to the pitcher and Doney threw him out. High and tight for a ball. In for a strike. Hit in a short right field for a base hit. They had a play at second. The runner had to hold up to see if the ball would drop. But Fulker hustles into second base. And for the second inning in a row, they have two on. This time with one out. Last time was with two outs. Jonathan Ravad is now the center fielder. He was the pitcher. He grounded out second and first. So Newton with a threat now in the top of the fourth inning. Lynn leading at 2-0, but they got tying runs on base. with 1 out. Off the catcher, it's going to move the tying runs up in the scoring position. So second and third now with 1 out. In for a strike. In for a strike. Off Cummings. The run scores, almost got away again. So now the tying runs at third base with 1 out with a run in. Newton climbing back in. An error and a single and a couple of wild pitches. Strike 3 call. That's a big out. So Doherty has got a strikeout in the first, 2 in the second, a strikeout in the third. Now he's got 2 in the fourth, so he's alternating 1-2, 1-2. Yeah, we got another conference out on the mound. So two-way now. Colin Beckler, the first baseman, was called out on strikes his 1 trip. So Polka reached on an error, went to second on a little punch in the right field by Rivers. They both moved up on a wild pitch. They both moved up again on a wild pitch. And it's 2-1 with the tying run at third, now with 2 outs. So again, Beckler, the first baseman, called out on strikes. In for a strike. Oh, and 2 quickly. I don't know if he, I think the umpire said he swung. I don't know. I thought I heard a tick. I thought maybe he fouled it, but it went off the catcher. So quickly 2 strikes. Hit foul out of play. Strike 3 call. He winds up striking out the side. So the infield never hurt. It was a tough play for the second baseman, but the throw drew the runner off the bag. And even the base hit was just a little tap over the second baseman's head. But Doney hurt himself with a couple of wild pitches. And Newton's back in it now as they trail it 2-1. 7 strikeouts in 4 innings for Doney. He's in the middle of a 2-1 game. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for Lynn as Nate Folker will start his second inning. So Lynn led 1-0. They got their second run. The run scored. Figueroa reached on an error. He came around to score. And now in the fourth, Folker reaches on the error and he comes around to score. The difference was Doney got the base hit, helping himself, knocking in the run. On the other side, it was back-to-back wild pitches. And Newton left a tying run at third base. Matt Lewis walked his one trip. High and tight for a ball.
Now batting for Lynn, third baseman, number 11, Matty Lewis.
Down and away for a ball. Just inside the third base bag. Taking the turn, gonna go in with a double. I was waiting to see if they called it fair or foul. A dive by the third baseman Parker went right just inside the third base bag. And it's the second time they've led an inning with a double. Sullivan started the first inning with a double and scored a run. They're hoping that history repeats itself. Shea Palmer bounced into a fielder's choice. He hit opposite way, hit it to third base. And they got the force out at second. He turned to throw the ball at second. There was nobody there. He threw it, but he just kind of lobbed it. They would like to at least get that one run that Newton got back, take that momentum away. Hit the center field. Drifting over, he makes the play. Palmer hit it well. Rivard tracked it down. So one away for Alex Lara, the left fielder, who drew a walk. His one trip. Hit in the air. Second baseman drifting back. Makes the play out in short right field. So what looked promising with the leadoff double is now a runner at second with 2 outs. Gilligal with the right fielder struck out. He was called on strikes. Down and away for a ball. Down and in for a ball. Solid shot into left field for a base hit. He's going to be in with a double. So 2-out Lightning again. Doney get the base hit with 2 outs to push the lead to 2. Galvin gets a big 2-out double.
Now batting for Lynn. Second baseman, number 3, Jaden Rizzi.
That's 2 shots just by the third baseman inside the left field line. And Lynn's got their 2-run cushion back. And Jaden Driscoll, who struck out swinging, is up, swings and misses the first pitch. So their second and third extra base hits gets them a run here. And again, it's the second time they got a leadoff double. And both times, the leadoff double scored. In for a strike. High and tight for a ball. High again. They turned to throw. There was really nobody covering second base. Galvin just got to stroll back to the bag. Hit foul by Driscoll. Hit foul again. Top of the order, Seth Sullivan, hoping he gets a shot here. Down and away, he lost him.
Now batting for Lynn. Center fielder, number 9, Seth Sullivan.
Seth Sullivan led off the first hit with a double and scored the first run. He tried to bunt last time and got thrown out. High and tight for a ball. So 2-out Lightning. Doney did it in the third inning with a 2-out single, knocking in a run. Now Galvin gets a 2-out double. Hit the shot, they have to go to first. Nice pick at first base. Beckler. The shortstop, Arian, got it, made the throw. It was in the dirt. Beckler picked it. They get Sullivan. Play goes 6-3 for the third out. If that goes by, that's going to be another run. But Lynn matches the run that Newton got in the top of the fourth. They've got their 2-run cushion back. It's now Lynn 3, Newton 1 at the end of 4. 6, 7, and 8 for Newton as we start the fifth inning. Ben Parker struck out swinging his first trip. Doney will start his fifth inning of work. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2. High for a ball. Yeah, we're going to get a little more warm-up action behind us for Newton. hit to second. Driscoll makes the play. That was Danny Adams that hit for Parker. Ben Davis hit it a tight. He hit a line shot to center field, and Seth Sullivan made a nice catch, coming in and diving and picking it. And he almost did it again. In the center field, he dove for it, and he's down. Let's hope he's okay. He tried to make another diving catch. He went down hard. And I started to say he's slow getting up. He's very slow getting up. Made a great effort. Dove, got a glove on it, couldn't make it, hit hard. I don't know if it knocked the wind out of him. He's up, thank God. Looks like he's okay. Might have just had the wind knocked out of him because he went down and landed basically just on the grass. Almost made another great play. So both times Davis has lined a shot to center field. The first time Sullivan took it away. This time he couldn't make the play. Wasn't from lack of effort. So he says he's okay. We're thankful for that. Jack Harold had an infield hit to get the first hit of the game in the third inning off Doney. Harold is the catcher for Newton.
7:30 maybe.
Hit foul.
Okay.
He hit a ground ball to short, and he beat it for the first hit. Made it as far as second base. But that was when they had 2-1 and they picked the runner off at first base. Call, third strike, good pitch by Doney. And he keeps his record intact. He's got at least one strikeout in every inning. He got 2 in the second, and he struck out the side in the fourth. That's his 8th strikeout. Aiden Thomas, the right fielder, was called out on strikes. Yeah, we're going to get a pinch runner. Kenneth Tessay will run at first base. For Davis, the extra hitter. Swing and a miss. Shea gets back at first base on the pickoff attempt. Hit to the center fielder. Sullivan right there hit a shot by Thomas. Can't hit any better, but he hit it right at the center fielder, Sullivan. So they get a base hit, but they leave the runner. Eight strikeouts in 5 innings for Doney. He's given up 3 base hits. Walk when he gave up the run, but it was unearned. He ever got the run on. So Davis, who was the extra hitter, is now the first baseman. It's almost like free substitution. I don't know if Beckler becomes EH, the former first baseman. And we got a new pitcher. Josh Rivers, the second baseman, is now the pitcher. And Nate Folkler, who was the pitcher, goes to second base. So Folkler went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs. 1 earned, 1 unearned, gave up 3 base hits. Didn't walk or strike out anybody. So he's at second base now. His third position, he was the starting center fielder. Pitched 2 innings. Now he's at second base.
Now batting for Lynn. Shortstop, number 6, Christian Figueroa.
Christian Figueroa flied to right, reached on an error, and scored a run. He came on the score on the first of 2 out hits, the one by Josh Doney. They got another 2 out hit by Gilly Galva, bringing Matt Lewis home. And those 2 runs are the difference, as Lynn is leading it 3-1. We mentioned this is the second time these teams have played. In for a strike. So I mentioned Ravad pitched the first 2, Folker the next 2. Rivers, the second baseman, is on the mound now. And we have to just guess that they're saving whatever pitching they can because they got to play back-to-back games. Have to play like 3 games in a row because they have to play 4 games in the north section. Foul. And they've only played 1. This is their second game. And they have to get it in. I thought they had to get it in by Friday. They've had rainouts all over the place, I guess. Hit in the short right field, going back. What a nice play. That's Falca. We told you. He was the center fielder. He came in to pitch second. He went way out into deep right center field over the shoulder of the second baseman. And that's an outstanding defensive play. Taking a base hit away from Figueroa. He covered a lot of ground. If he doesn't make the play, it's a base hit. The right field was playing deep. Hit to third. They throw it over the first baseman's head. So Cummings reaches on the error. So 1 out, 1 on for Josh Doney, who was called out on strikes and got a big base hit, a 2-out hit, knocking in a run. That's actually the difference maker. They had another run, but that made it 2-0. So if the game ends now, that would be the winning run. Down and in for a ball. The runner takes off. Hit to the shortstop. They'll throw Doney out. It's not a sacrifice, but it works the same. So Arian making the nice play. He only had one play because the runner was off on the pitch. I don't know if this is a pinch hitter or not. It's supposed to be Chris Marks.
Good job, John.
Jared Payon is the pinch hitter. In for a strike. Lynn looking for another big 2-out hit, 2-out lightning. In for strike 2. Hit into left field for a base hit. They got another 2-out lightning. Payon gets a big base hit and an RBI. Cummings comes around and scores. So the 3 runs are the difference in the game have all been 2-out hits. 2-out lightning. Matt Lewis has walked, doubled, and scored. He scored on the second 2-out hit. That was a double by Galva. So Doney's got a 2-out single. Galva's got a 2-out double. Payon's got a 2-out single. Those are the 3 runs that are the difference in the game. Had Lewis, the third baseman, 1 for 1 with a run scored. He's on base twice with a walk and a double. And he walks again. That extends the 5th inning. Shea Palmer bounced to a fielder's choice and hit the ball right on the nose, and the center fielder Ravad tracked it down. And we're going to runner at first base for Lewis. Nick Marks, as opposed to Chris Marks, is running at first base for Lewis. Down the way for a ball. Palmer hits it in the left field. They're sending the runner home. The runner was going to go to third, and the runner will go to second on the errant throw from left field. So another big 2-out hit. Palmer went the other way. Payon scores.
Now batting for Lynn, left fielder, number 1.
The errant throw went by everybody, rolled to home plate, and that moved the runners over to second and third. This is getting to be a replay of the first game. We mentioned this is the second time they played. Lynn beat Newton 6-1. And right now they lead 5-1. And after the first run, everything has come with 2 outs. Payon with a 2-out hit. Now Palmer with a 2-out hit. Down and away. Alex Lara has walked and popped the second. So you go back to that first play with Folker going way out on the grass. Wow, they just got him at first base. Nice play by the shortstop area. Nice stretch by Davis at first base. That was a bang play. Lynn puts a little more daylight between them and Newton as they get 2 more 2-out hits for 2 more lightning. They did it with 2 hits. The error started it. A walk helped. And now it's now 5-1 Lynn over Newton going into the 6th inning. Oh, his first pitch is a strike. I'm not sure what the stoppage is for. Lynn coach came out. I think he's talking to the Newton third base coach. I thought I saw a number 24 coming to hit, and they don't have a 24 on their roster. It's number 34. And I have no idea who this is. That was the question. They didn't have him on the roster before the game. He's pinch hitting for the left fielder. I didn't catch the name from the announcer. It is number 34. I thought it was 24, but it was 34. But it's strike 3 anyway. I think that was the stoppage because Lynn said, wait a minute. He's not on the roster that they gave us, the lineup card they gave us. Nate Folker's been all over the place. He was a center fielder. He pitched second base. He made a great defensive play. Lynn got 2 runs in the 5th. They would have got a lot more if he didn't make the play. He is grounded out third to first. He reached on an error and scored the 1 run. Reached on the error, went to second on a base hit and scored on 2 wild pitches. Pitches in for a strike. Swing and a miss. Wide for a ball. Tony has been tough. He retired the first 7 in the game. He's only given up 3 base hits. Down and in for a ball. He's walked 1. And the 1 run was unearned. Although he helped Diero, reaching on the air, scored the run, but it scored on back-to-back wild pitches after a base hit. Just got a piece and fouled it off. They bounce between here and Frazier Field. If the Navigators are away, they get to play at Frazier Field. They'll play. The 14s will, the 13s will play at Frazier Field tomorrow. He took the pitch, threw the bat down, started to walk to first base, and the umpire said strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 called. Adi Arian, the shortstop, has struck out swinging twice. This is down and in. So Folker was on his way to first base. He threw the bat down. He took 3 or 4 steps, and the umpire said strike 3. In for a strike. And that sun comes back from behind the cloud. Swing and a miss, and he's mad at himself. He slammed the bat down on the dirt. Hit to second. Driscoll makes the play. That's the third 1-2-3 inning for Doney. He gets 2 more strikeouts. He's got 10 strikeouts. Newton's had 5 base runners. 3 hits, a walk, and an error. And the error came around to score the 1 run. So Newton's down to their last 3 outs. On the verge of being swept. So they would be under the gun. They would have to go and win their last 2 to go 2-2, and then say a prayer or 2 that it might get them in to the quarterfinal round, depending on what the other teams do. Rich Avery is one of the coaches. He coaches first base. He's one of the coaches for this Lynn team. He does a great job. He works extremely hard taking care of Fraser Field and Manning Field. All the scheduling, and anybody that thinks that easy, think again when you got 5 teams playing, when you get 10 soccer teams playing, along with 5 football teams. You pray that after the schedule's made that nothing is rained out or snowed out or called off or canceled for whatever reason, because then almost impossible to fill in. Fraser Field, you got 5 baseball teams. You got the Navigators coming in July. You've got Babe Ruth trying to play some games there. He's got the hardest job in the city. He does a tremendous job. He just got elected into the Aganis Hall of Fame, well deserved. Arian starts his second inning of work. Gilly Galver is the hitter. He got a big RBI double, 2 out hit. Knocked in a run. Hit out of play. First baseman pitcher giving chase, ran out of real estate. Hit foul. Held his breath with that pitch. It's funny how most of the field is in bright sunshine. Third base, home, pitcher's mound, in shade. And he wound up walking him. Galva's on for the second time.
Now batting for Lynn, number 14, Richie Avery.
Richie Avery. I just talked about Father Rich. So the last pinch hitter, Payon, got a big 2-out hit. Knocked in a run and scored a run. Swing and a miss. Top of the order. Seth Sullivan on deck. Swing and a miss. Took a good look at that pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. They throw it down, but he gets back. So 1 away.
Batting for Lynn, the center fielder, number 9, Seth Sullivan.
Seth Sullivan, the center fielder, doubled and scored. Bounced to the pitcher. Bounced to the shortstop. Yeah, he's made a couple of nice plays in center field. Almost made another one. Almost knocked himself out of the game trying to make the second one. Ben Davis picked on Sullivan hitting 2 line shots to center field. Hits it up and out of play. Hit in the air, foul. Bouncing right in front of us. The runner takes off. In with a stolen base. It was strike 3 on Sullivan.
Now batting for Lynn, the shortstop, number 6, Christian Figueroa.
Christian Figueroa, the shortstop, fly to right, reached on there and scored. And he popped to the second baseman. There was Folkler who went out into fairly deep right field over the shoulder, made a great defensive play. Taking the base hit away. And that was a big play because he was the leadoff hitter in the 5th, and Lynn came back and scored 2 runs. Hit that one to center field. So the walk doesn't hurt. Lynn is down. We're down 3 outs. The last 3 outs for Newton. We've completed 6. We mentioned Lynn beat Newton 6-1 the first time. They're leading this one 5-1 at the end of 6. One pitch, 1 out, as Josh Rivers pops up to the second baseman Driscoll. Lynn 2 outs away from going 3-0 in the north section of this Babe Ruth Championship tournament. They'll go through, they play 4 games, and then it'll be quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. It'll flip-flop the north and south record-wise. But if this 15 is undefeated, I would guess they would get a home game. Jonathan Bravad was the starting pitcher. Chased that pitch, was over his head. He grounded the second, was called out on strikes. He went the first 2, so he's on the hook. He got off the hook because Newton got a run. Down and in for a ball. Hit to third. And nice play by the third baseman, Matt Lewis. And then there was 1 out left.
Now batting for Newton, number 14, Holland.
Doney looking for his 4th 1-2-3 inning. He's only given up 1 run. It was unearned. In for a strike. He needs a strikeout here to keep his record intact. He's got at least 1 in every inning. He had 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 6th. He struck out the side in the 4th. When Newton got that 1 run. So 2 outs, he needs a strikeout here to keep his record intact. And that's going to do it. They call it strike 3. Try to hold up and couldn't, so he's got at least 1 in every inning. his fourth 1-2-3 inning.
That's the ball game.
Tony is outstanding on the mound. He strikes out 11, gives up 1 run that was unearned, walked only 1, gave up 3 base hits. Newton only had 5 base runners, 3 hits, a walk, and an error. The error scored the run, and Lynn wins it. They almost mimicked the first game. They beat Newton 6-1. They beat him here 5-1. Lynn got off and running in the first inning. Sullivan led off the inning with a double. Went to second on Figueroa's fly ball. Scored on Cummings' base hit. Everything else after that was 2-out lightning. They got a run in the third. Figueroa reached on an error, went to second on a wild pitch, score on Doney's 2-out hit. They got a run in the fourth. Matt Lewis got a double. Gilly Galva got a 2-out double to knock in the run to make it 3-1. They got 2 more in the fifth with 2 outs. Payon got an RBI single, pinch hitting. And then Shea Palmer got a 2-out single. So the last 4 runs they got after getting the first one, all 4 of the last 4 runs came 2-out lightning after 2 outs, big 2-out hits. They got 2 more to make it 5, and Doney made it stand up. Newton got their 1 run in the fourth. Folco, who played outstanding for Newton, reached on an error, went to second on a base hit by Rivers, and they both moved up on a wild pitch, and then Folco scored on a wild pitch at the time, making it 1-1. And that got Rivard off the hook, the starting pitcher. But then Lynn answered with 4 unanswered runs to win it 5-1. For Lynn, Sullivan had a double, scored a run. Figueroa reached on an error, scored a run. Kyle Cummings was on base twice, scored a run, got an RBI single. Josh Doney helped himself with an RBI single. It was Jared Payon pinch hitting, getting an RBI single and scoring a run. Matt Lewis was on base 3 times, 2 walks and a double, scored a run. Shea Palmer had an RBI single. Alex Lara drew a walk. Gilly Galva had a double and a walk, had an RBI. Driscoll drew a walk, played well at second base, and a good all-around effort by Lynn. And they stay undefeated. They go to 3-0, and Newton is now under the gun. They're 0-2. They've got 2 games left. They have to win both, and then, as I said, say a little prayer that 2-2 would get them in somewhere, probably on the road, but get them in somewhere in the next phase of the state tournament. But Lynn has got 1 game left Friday against Peabody. 3-1 should certainly get them in the quarterfinals. If they can beat Peabody, go 4-0, they could be almost guaranteed of a home game. So Doney gets it done. He pitches a 3-hitter, strikes out 11. The 1 run is unearned. Gave up only 3 base hits and a walk, and he leads them to a 5-1 win over Newton, their second win over Newton in the tournament. So Lynn will go to 3-0. Newton will go to 0-2. 5-1 Lynn over Newton. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm Don Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.